Friends, let's talk about the 4x4 system, the playing arena that's in a limited space. What is happening is actually in the developed countries, the football developed nations, where the football is played at a World Cup style, World Cup level, or at a world level, and they are at a higher stages, right? So the kids there, under 12, under 11, even under 8, under 9, they play this 4x4 system, but those are in the developed countries. So developing countries in the football terms, such as India or other countries where their position is quite way behind as compared to other countries. So there, these 4x4 systems should not be limited to this age limits, I mean to the age groups. It can be played at any age. Why? Now these are the reasons why I want to discuss about this 4x4 system. What are the benefits of this? So talking about the increasing ball control, this leads to increased ball control as well as the dribbling skills. Why? Because the space is very less. The space is very less, and during the tight situations, a player can wriggle out through that formations or any type of net that the defense has built up there. So this develops that skills also, and it also enhances the decision making and the reaction time. Why? Because the space is less and the reaction time is also very less, and a player has to react very quickly and decide what is to be done at the appropriate time and exactly how and when it has to be done. So that's the second point. Then also it also develops the passing and the receiving skills. So when they pass, they have to pass it very accurately to the right person at a short distance, and then take a space and take a place and then receive that pass at a very quick pace. Why? So ultimately, when we take this 4x4 dimension of field towards the 11 side, and it is placed at a distance from the goal in the midfield as well as the goal area, so there is where it works very well, right? This is what exactly I wanted to say about this, and there is a great scope of improved shooting skills, and there is accuracy as well, because the goalposts are small, area is small, and they have to tap and push the ball as soon as possible to go behind the net, right, at the back of the net. That is more important. So that's what exactly I was trying to say. Coming to talking about the physical benefits. Of course, there has to be some physical benefit for this type of formation or this type of playing arena. There are. So what could be those? Now talking about that, it enhances the endurance as well as the stamina, which is a must, right? So that also, it develops that, and it improves the speed as well as the quickness. Why quickness? Quickness is something that needs to be decision needs to be taken at very quickly at a short time, because the defenders normally nowadays in football, the defenders or other players, opposition players, give very less time for you to decide what you are supposed to do, what you are not supposed to do. So that these errors are very costly for the team. Okay, so now moving on to the next point, that is it develops a sense of quick planning. Quick planning means, suppose you have to change the course of the match, and you have to change the sides, you have to change the flanks, or you have to switch on to some other formations during that. So there is always a lot of moving up and moving down. So that needs a very lot of quick planning. That quick planning also helps when we are playing in a short space, in a lack of space, right? And during the tight situations, when there are 4, 5 or sometimes even 6 defenders marking you in that penalty areas or just above the penalty areas or on top of the box, then what exactly the footballers nowadays do is they shoot very high and it reaches the skies. It goes above 10 to 12 feet above the goals, and that's of no use. That's always like a wastage of the whole technique and the intelligence. That is what it is required, and that is how this 4x4 helps finally, right? Talking about the benefits of the tactical approach, the tactical benefits in football parlance we can call about it. So this limited space helps to be very creative, because football is after all a game of a very intelligent footballer. It needs a lot of intelligence. So it also makes a footballer very creative, because they can use different type of systems there, different type of attacking modes, which can reach out to more people, right, and they can also score well and benefit the whole team. So they have to be creative, especially the forwards and the midfielders, because the midfielders always plan everything in the mid and they try to take it out towards the goal scoring places, from where their forwards can do something better and they can use those ideas. So they have to be very creative, though all the footballers have to be very creative, and they have to use this creative talent of theirs. So players often lose sight. It always been observed that players often lose sight of the goal posts, that is the 3 sticks there and that framework, and while doing that they always are up to themselves and creating mistakes, and the ball goes into the opponent's feet, and then they plan a counter attack. Normally that is what happens. So there the mind has to be very patient as well as cool and decide the things very well. So this also formation helps to go ahead with these things, these techniques, these tactical approaches, right. So finally I would say that this use of small dimension of field, just I am repeating the lines, this small use of this small dimension of field actually is an innovative way. It's an innovative way of being an intelligent footballer. Ultimately it all leads to the intelligence level, how we develop that intelligence, right. Thank you everybody.